the work group is also bringing me opportunities to even bring in clients. And then there's also opportunity for help with fulfillment of those. So it's like this double benefit of being a part of this incredible community. I was just thinking to myself today, like, I'm never leaving. There's so much value here. So I just continue to get better and better, and my business continues to grow. And it's largely in part to the work group.
Tell us first where you started before coming to this work.
I was looking for something that I could do from home. And I was just kind of searching for what that could possibly be. And I got a big blessing from someone that worked at an ads agency that was like, listen, you can be my assistant and, I'll help you out. I'll teach you the basics of like media buying and you can just help me and I'll pay you so you can have some money for you and your little baby. So that was 17 years ago. And so from there, I started to learn more and more about marketing. And I think really for me, what really attracted me to this industry is, first of all, how much money this industry brings. And then, second of all, I realized that I could leave my corporate job, I could leave office work altogether and be able to support myself from home.
What do you think is it about you that made it happen?
I wasn't the version of me that I needed to be in order to take the leap for a really long time. And that's what took me so long. So, what it is about me that made me the version of me that could actually do it is that I had others pour into me. I was open enough to receive what they were pouring, but I had to borrow belief from a lot of different places.
So, what were the first services you offered? And did you call yourself a VA at the beginning?
Yes. So I called myself a virtual assistant at the beginning, and the first service I offered community management. I
Oh,
managed a Facebook group. The first service I offered, I didn't know that it was community management at the time, but I was following this woman. I was thinking about starting a hair business because I was like, I got to figure out how to make some money. So I was like, maybe I should start this hair business. So she was teaching about starting a hair business on YouTube. And then she was like, join my group. So I joined her group, and she had posted in the group after a couple weeks of me being in there that she needed someone to help her manage the group. At that point, I had never had a client at all. And I was just like, I raised my hand and I was like, I'll help. This was for no money. So I
great.
volunteered to do it for free because I was just like, however I can help her, obviously she's like a really savvy businesswoman. And so that's major keys. Like before you like really fully believe in yourself, like if you don't believe in yourself to charge,
Mhm.
you can barter with someone who has some knowledge that they can pour into you that gets you to the next level. And that's what I did. And so I started helping her for free. And then, like, after a couple weeks, she was like, hey, can I pay you? And I was like, yeah, yeah, you can. And so, yeah, Coco became my first client.
That's so fun. So, at what point did you start getting involved with funnels and walk me into the funnel work where you're at now? Like, connect those dots for me.
Okay, so this is how that happened. Way before I had the moxie to start an LLC. Remember I told you there was women that poured into me and coached me. One of
Mhm.
those women is Robyn Mansell. Shout out to Robyn Mansell. Robyn is a serial entrepreneur. I was in a Facebook group with Robyn, and I ended up connecting with her, and she was like, "Hey, do you know how to build funnels?" And I was like, "No, but I can learn how to do anything." And so she was like, "Okay, well, I can give you this project and we can barter, and I will give you a course if you will take the course, implement it, and build me this funnel." And I said, "Sold, you got it." So the course was like, it was like a $2,000 course I could never afford it. So I bartered with her for the course. This was back in 2017. Bartered with her for the course, built the funnel. Part of what I had to learn was Russell Brunson's funnel building process. And so I took all of that knowledge, built her a funnel, and then she had a funnel and I had the knowledge. And so I had a better understanding about like how all of the pieces fit together to then go out and be able to make suggestions, to other women that were already in the marketplace. But I always knew that I wanted a funnel of my own one day. But I didn't have, at that time, I didn't feel like I had a product. So I went after clients who I knew had a product that would work great with funnel tactics built in. And then they just felt like I was so amazing and so smart, but really I was just duplicating.
Are you doing the work right now, or have you scaled to agency mode?
Yeah, scale to agency mode. I think at the beginning of the year, you had asked the work group what our goals were for the year, and that was one of mine, was to be able to scale. And I have scaled. I do still do work, but I am also scaling actively with my other unicorns that are helping me. And so that's been such a blessing to my business because like recently I got sick and there was just no way that I was going to be able to hit deadlines that were coming up, right? And so life is going to happen. This is the value of being in a community such as yours, where I know if I ever need anything, there's probably a really talented specialist that I could reach out to and be like, hey, can you help me? And they're like, yeah, I got it. Without that network, without that support in your business, being a solopreneur, everything falls on you. And so you might start out that way, but it really, really is a benefit to have a network to be able to tap when you need them.
So it sounds like the work group help you find people to build the agency so you can pull
Yeah.
out some of the work.
The work group is also bringing me opportunities to even bring in clients. And then there's also opportunity for help with fulfillment of those. So it's like this double benefit of being a part of this incredible community. I was just thinking to myself today, like, I'm never leaving. There's so much value here. So I just continue to get better and better, and my business continues to grow. And it's largely in part to the work group.
I love it. Okay, I have to ask you, since we're talking about the work group, why did you originally join it?
I originally joined the work group because I was looking for a pipeline. So I found the value of community. Like I had found my clients through Facebook communities. I went looking for a community that could pour into me and that I could also possibly pour back into. So that's what led me to the work group because I realized that your brand was aligned with the same things that I wanted to be aligned with. So I had this sense from looking at your marketing, your messaging, watching your content. I got a sense of you from you showing up and talking about who you were, your brand, and what you wanted to bring forth, that was the place that I needed to be. What I really wanted was to be able to find clients. And then I also wanted to be able to have a network. So that's what made me join. I knew that I'd find quality clients because of you and your brand. And I knew that there were going to be quality, experienced virtual assistants for me to connect with and possibly be able to scale with, work with, partner with. And so it was just like no brainer. Like as soon as you opened it, I was like, in.
How did you find me? I'd love to hear that story.
I know that I came from your big group.
Yeah,
I
they're
found your
great.
big
Yeah.
group first. And I actually think it was your SEO that led me to you. I searched up something in relation to virtual assistants and something came up and you're on Google. And then I'm a researcher, I'm a stalker. So I will go and find you. And so that's what I did is I stalked you down. I found out that you had a Facebook group. I joined that and then I just started to learn more about who you were and what you did and like just soaking up what was going on in your big group. At one point you mentioned in the big group something about the work group and I was like, "What's the work group?" And then like I went to go look for more information on that and found it and joined.
Why have you stayed?
I stayed for many reasons, many, many reasons, but I guess really like the top reason is because the work group turned out to be an incredible asset. It turned out to be the ROI of me being in the work group. I think I sent you an email. It's been like 12,000%. So I've found amazing clients. I have found amazing colleagues in the work group And I continue to advance my skill set by being a part of this community. So, for those reasons, I mean, that's enough for me. The return on investment is crazy. It's almost like you can't even put a ROI on it because it's so high because of the quality clients that come through the work group looking for someone to be able to help them. It's just really quality leads that come through there. And then the network is so diversified. And so my value has gone up tremendously from being here. So,
That makes me feel so good when I have, because we do have a mix of people. We have some that are more beginner. We have people coming in from UDMA school who we
mhm,
use it as an incubation space. And that's great to get somebody who has a kind of untapped talent, who
yeah,
has the knowledge, who needs to cut their chops. Like that's a great spot. And then we have people who have niche down. I think about you. I think about Heather Hansen, who wrote me where she's like, I have made so much money from this group. I'm like, I love it. Like, I'm all about women making money. And I mean, that's why I started it. I had
yeah,
so many clients like coming at me, and I'm like, who can I recommend? I need
yeah,
people trained up so I can help these people out because I'm just one, one mom of four here. There's only like so much I can do. So that's really
yeah,
fun. I also love about you is you have diversified where you're getting your clients, like your acquisition there, and you're
yeah,
not just depending on the work group because I think it's still important that we are smart in how we show up in other places, how we brand ourselves. And you talk a lot about finding clients from communities, which you've been very strategic about. Is there any advice you could give someone, especially who's looking for the funnel work and where to find the clients who want that?
yeah. So I am in a ton of communities on Facebook. Ask yourself, where would my ideal client be? Like, if I were my ideal client, what community would I be in?
Okay, Robyn, this is such a pleasure. I'm so grateful to have you as a work group member here, sharing insight into your work, your how you price funnels, all of that. And I just can't thank you enough. So